and welcome to Stand Up for Jehovah. This is my cat here. Well, one of my cats. I've got two cats. It's little boy and the other one is big boy. Well, somebody sent me the old pink songbook. And thank you very much to Lloyd Evans who sent me it from Croatia. And also thank you very much to Alison Boniface and John Viney, because this songbook belonged to their dad. And I did offer them if they wanted it back for sentimental purposes, but they said no, they were happy it had gone to a good home. So it's collaboration at its finest once again. Now this is just gentle humour because this is my childhood. I love this pink songbook. I'm not really poking... I am poking fun at it. But you do know what I mean. I'm not being savagely horrible about it. I have a lot of fond memories of this. But I've been through it. I've read the whole songbook and I've put things into categories. And I will be using notes because there's so much comedy material in here. Same as with any, if you went through any religious hymn book, it's not just the witnesses, it's all much the same. And I must issue a warning, there will be singing in this video. Not because I think I'm a good singer, but because some of the points I can't make without singing you the songs. Okay, so my first category was improbable words. Now, do you know what I thought about the songbook? You know, in Shakespeare's plays when like tragic, terrible things were happening, like Hamlet was wading into a sea of blood and Romeo and Juliet were just about to kill themselves, and there was always like a little comedy interlude, wasn't there, where a fool would come along, or a court jester, or a big fat matron, and there'd be a little comedy interlude. And I always felt at the meetings that the songs were like the comedy interlude to lighten things. Death and destruction, death and destruction. Now we will sing a song, now we will sing a song. I always felt it was like that, a little bit of a comedy interlude. And there was lots of stuff in there that used to make us smile, and it'd just take the edge off it all. And improbable words was one of the things that made us smile. O'er. How did he sing o'er and throng to rhyme with song? Father supernal to rhyme with eternal. Father supernal. Now look, I'm quite a word snob and I think I've got a good vocabulary, but I'd never heard the word supernal before. It sounds a bit like an Irish priest who said, "Oh, would you be looking at that, Father supernal?" Father supernal to rhyme with eternal. Comely. Some of the words made us snigger in a sort of a 1970s nudge nudge wink wink British comedy way, didn't they? Comely, they were your feet, by the way. And there was one song 116. Apparently Jehovah led our martial throng. Martial throng, but it looked like thong. But then look, I'm not kidding you, this songbook was they wrote it in 1966, so when I was singing it through the early 70s, thongs hadn't been invented. Nobody flossed their ass with those tiny little pants that people wear now, so maybe we didn't laugh at throng. Missing syllables. These were really hard to sing, weren't they? Victory. What they did was they made you fit a 2-syllable word into a 1-syllable bit of song. Victory. Power. Power. P-O-W, R. Power. Because power has 2 syllables, but they needed it to fit one. Power. Spiritual. Air. Nair. Tower. Tower. In song number 3, you see, I've done my research on this. Song number 3, power, they crack it in 3 times, which is a bit excessive if you ask me. Crap rhymes. Crap rhymes always made me laugh. So there was pure to rhyme with shower, merciful and beautiful, given and heaven, thoughtfulness and faithfulness. Oh, come on, that's just lazy. Diligence and confidence, uns, anything that ends in uns. But this one, song number 61, stretched the crap rhymes beyond all limit, if you ask me. So they had, it was the God is Love. God is Love. Look, that one, yeah. So they had, at the end of each sort of set of rhymes, love rhyming with above. Okay, that's good. And then love rhyming with prove, stretching it a bit. Then love with dove, loove or dove, love and dove. And then at the end, love rhyming with love. Oh, come on. That's just rubbish. Love and love. I hated that last one. They should have left it at three verses and not stuck that fourth one in, because you can't rhyme a rhyme with itself, can you? Occasionally, do you remember these where you got the word that was stretched improbably long? So in song number 4 you had obediently stretched over 5 syllables and assembling stretched over 4 syllables in song number 36. Well, they were they gave us a little smile, didn't they? They cheered us up a bit. However, another favourite of mine was the wishful thinking lyrics. The wishful thinking lyrics. I look back and I realise this is pure propaganda. Song number 6. It was "Be glad, you nations, with his people. Be God." He said it was like a little bit spiteful. God's kingdom is at hand. The system's near the brink. It's nearer than they think. Yeah, we've been predicting it since 1918, 1919, 1925, 1975, but it's nearer than they think. Song 27 was another wishful thinking lyrics. Wondrous expansion is now taking place, it said. Wondrous expansion. We're expanding so much that we're amalgamating 3 congregations into one, closing down branches, getting rid of district overseers, sacking special pioneers. Wondrous expansion. I suppose back in the 70s, when they were terrifying people into dying just before 1975, they did have a bit of an expansion, didn't they? But wondrous. Song 31 was another wishful thinking lyrics. This was Jehovah, whose statutes execute so promptly. Really? Promptly, right now, it's happening any minute. You know when you're at traffic lights and it's at red and like your 8-year-old son goes, "It's gonna change green now," and he makes the now go on and on. They've been making his statutes so promptly go on for about 100 years, haven't they? Song 54 is an interesting one. I don't ever remember singing this one. I bet somebody does. I don't. I'm dying to know what it is. Remember Ezra. Remember Ezra. Why? Well, the song explains. Let's remember Ezra. What a faithful scribe was he, right? How was he special? I mean, who is Ezra anyway? Why do we need to remember him? Well, he daily sought to do God's will. Right, yeah, and not content with learning, he consulted God's laws and statutes, right, and he learnt them in every part, right. I still don't get why, Ezra. That's an interesting one. Some of the lyrics were absolutely downright nasty. Sorry, I have to consult my notes because I've spent all morning reading these songs. Here we go. Downright nasty lyrics. Song number 28, "Give Jehovah the Praise." It says within that song, "You have nothing worthwhile you did not receive from God the provider." Oh, all right. Oh, that's quite nasty, isn't it? You've got nothing worthwhile. Go away, scum. You have nothing worthwhile. Oh, thanks very much. And then Song 113. It's another one I don't ever remember singing. I genuinely do not ever remember singing this, and I think you might realise why when I read it. It's called "Pouring Out the 7 Last Plagues." This song really was not suitable for children at all. Check this bad boy out. It says, "The first plague pour upon the earth, where ulcers will appear." On men who bow before the beast and who its image fear. The second plague pour on the sea, the radicals expose. The third on many waters show how blood guilt brings its woes. The fourth plague pour upon the sun, which scorches men with fire. Imagine singing that as a kid. It's a really spiteful song. The fifth plague pour on the wild beast throne. From pain let men perspire. Oh my God. Little kids, where ulcers will appear. From pain let men perspire. Kill everybody, kill, kill, kill. Lots of plagues, kill, kill, kill. And then they go home and they get the dollies and they smack them all about. And the mum's going, that's not very nice. Don't treat your dollies like that. I think there's a reason why we never sang that song. Some of the lyrics were absolutely downright scary. Song 29 had Satan and his legions pressing all around, and it conjures up this imagery, doesn't it, of like Satan and his legions kind of there, you know, like just outside your aura, just like scrooching in on you, and any false move and then they'll have you, they'll rip your face off. There were some utterly hilarious lyrics. Here we go. The hilarious notes. Okay. Song 63. Oh, this is great. I'll tell you why this is funny in a minute. Move ahead, move ahead, move ahead. Move ahead, always follow through. In my house, when you fart. No, not when I fart, obviously. I'm a lady. When other people fart, we say, don't follow through. Don't follow through, will you, Joseph? But move ahead, always follow through. I must have always had a laugh when we sang that. And then Song 95, Let God Be Found True. It's a sycophantic song about God. But it says, the God of truth Jehovah is. He never tells a lie. On him we always can depend. Himself he can't deny. Right, what kind of a deity would go, do I believe in myself? Or, I don't know. Himself he can't deny. What does that mean? Is there some kind of question that maybe Jehovah doesn't believe in himself? And then Song 114 says, No more shall come the cruel invader, uncircumcised in you to dwell. Sounds like rape to me. Does that? We were slagging off uncircumcised people, but I don't remember anyone in my congregation being uncircumcised, and they were all dwelling. What's that about? And then in verse 2 it says, it's a bit ambiguous. Jerusalem, rise and be seated. Oh, stand up, sit down. Which one? And then obviously realising that it's a bit ambiguous, the next line says, up on the throne, not on the ground. Oh, okay. And then it says at the bottom, it says, I hate this. It says, and for no other reason, God says, but that you may bring me praise. Your entire existence is for no other reason, but that you bring me praise. That makes me think that God's a bit of a narcissist. He only uses people for what he can get from them. Well, you're praising me, that's why you exist. As soon as you stop praising me, you can fuck off. You bugger off. I don't need you. There were some very weird arrangements in the songs, weren't there, that really did make us chuckle. These were great. I loved these. Now, you're going to have to bear with me because I think this is where the singing starts. Song number 7, Fear Them Not. Now, this arrangement, it kind of went up a bit, and then it went down 3 times, which was a bit of a downer, if you get what I mean. Ever onward, O my people, let the kingdom tidings go. Tremble not before your foe. let all lovers of truth know. It's like, I was really quite depressed after the 3 downs. Song 29 ambitiously tried a triple rhyme. So it started off, happy are all those who the joyful shouting know, to whom the truth you show, to whom your blessings flow. Now, verse 1, you think, yeah, it's okay. No, show, flow. Where's this going to go? Because you've got to do this 2 more times. Verse 2, we've got around, abound, and resound. Okay, it's not too bad. But then verse 3, they're really reaching with a way, gainsay and pray. What's gainsay? What's gainsay? I'll give you the context. Though they the truth gainsay. What does that mean? They're really I just think they should have avoided the triple rhyme. I think it was too ambitious. Song 42. I think you will enjoy this. I loved this. It was very poetic. It went yada da 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 da, and then it had a line, and then the last line was the second line backwards. So, for your mercies will endure, ever faithful, ever sure, doer, sure. Ever faithful, ever sure, yes, your mercies will endure. I like that. Your commandments we want to keep, staying close to your dear sheep. Staying close to your dear sheep, your commandments we want to keep. Ah, that's a nice one, isn't it? The repeated rhyme backwards. Now, you know I had to mention this. This was my all-time favourite, and I want you to be honest. Be honest. Did you sing these or not? The diddly bits in the brackets. Okay, the first diddly bits in the brackets was song number 76, and it was in the main bit of the song, not the chorus. So it was Take Sides with Jehovah. Do you remember it? Drenched with confusion, our sad hearts were filled. Yeah, da 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 da. When of God's kingdom we first heard. Did you sing it? Did you? I did. Not every time. I was ambiguous about it. I felt like a bit of a show off. So sometimes if I was feeling like super spiritual, if I hadn't had sex the night before and I'd read my Watchtower, I'd be like, we first heard. But if I'd done something naughty the night before, like, I mean, when I'm married, I don't mean like just randomly rocking up in town and shagging a rugby player. I mean my husband, but he was still naughty before a meeting. Then I wouldn't sing the diddly bit. Praising his great worthy name, his great name. Oh, they were great, weren't they? And there was another song with diddly bits. It was song number 80, and this time the diddly bit was in the chorus, and it was right at the end, so it was much more ambiguous because you could leave it out and it didn't affect the song. And then it was Flee to God's kingdom. Flee to God's kingdom, the hope of mankind. I can't sing it. Firm for his rule, take your stand. Take your stand. There you will find God's protection and blessing. Hasten to heed his command. His command. Oh, I'd sang that one less. So the other one I liked. And then there's quite a bizarre one. And this is my last bizarre, weird arrangement song. Song number 99. The chorus bit, which I have to say, there was a full page of main bit, and then the chorus was on the next page. Takes the piss a little bit, goes on a bit. But the chorus bit like went up and down wildly. You slaves of God, do not neglect the place he's so good to select. The house he's building for his praise. So take good care of it. Vic and Bob in it. It was just a bit psychotically up and down for me. Bit of a comedy verse, that one. As well as the weird arrangements, there were some very cute arrangements. Again, bear with me while I find my notes. Cute arrangements. Song number 7. Why was this? Fear Them Not. Oh, we all smiled at this. This made us all smile at the end. At the end of a really long, boring meeting, we'd sing Fear Them Not, and right at the end it said, I will keep all who are faithful as the apple of my eye. Oh, we all had a little soul. Apple of my eye, like that. Yeah, we liked that, didn't we? Song 25 had a kind of a cute arrangement as well. Oh yeah, it was preach this good news of the kingdom, let us preach. And one of the lines in there was about preach the good news that salvation soon will make our faces shine. And we'd all go, look round at you, we'd all shine like rosy apples, we'd make our faces shine. Song 75 was a bit raunchy, a little bit raunchy, made everybody snigger a little bit, because in Song 75 the fruit of self-control told us that we dare not yield to lust. Lust. And then that was like in the second verse, and underneath, the verse underneath said, and when we're under stress, but having just read lust right above it, it just looked like when we're undressed. Because they'd put lust into your mind in verse 2. No, verse 3. When you got to verse 4, you couldn't read under stress. You just read undressed. I wonder if anyone ever sang that. Absolutely classic. Now this one I liked. Song 84, I'm absolutely convinced, is to the tune of Men of Harlech. And it's recognising Earth's new king. Right, I've got it in my head. Okay, it starts like this. To the tune of Men of Harlech. I can't get the first bit. See, yonder through the breadths of earth, the side my heart entrances, Jehovah's band of warriors in unity advances. See, they're in disorder, comrades keep close order, ever they shall rue the day they ventured o'er the border. Now the Saxon flees before us, victory's banner floateth o'er us, raise the loud exulting chorus, Britain wins the feat. Wait, hang about. How did that happen? It went from Kingdom Song to Men of Harlech. Song 84. As well as the cute arrangements, there were instructions. Did you ever notice these? At the top of each song, there was like a little instruction on how to sing it, and these are absolutely hilarious. So they start off happily with a smooth lilt, triumphantly, stirring march, it says fervently, and then it said jubilantly with vigour, confidently with vigour. And there was one happily with a flowing movement. It sounds like a hula, doesn't it? Then one was in a beseeching manner. I think they missed out some of the instructions. They could have said sycophantically, subserviently, unctuously, obsequiously, fawningly. and then after that they go a bit one-worded and they get a bit demanding. Happily! Exclamation mark. Joyfully! Exclamation mark. Vigorously! Fervently! It sounds like a sergeant major demanding that you do these songs to the absolute, 110%, fervently, vigorously, now, get down and give me 50, soldier. As well as the instructions at the top, there was all these Latin words in there that made us feel like we were doing something like proper cool. So some of the Latin words were like a tempo, and what else? Rit, and retard. I don't know what retard means. I think it means go back to the beginning. And also, there were these little lines, these little arrows to say whether you got louder or smaller, and then it'd say MF, like louder. I can't say it because the cat's in the room. But the Latin musical notation made us feel quite important, like we were singing something, like proper. A tempo, a tempo. Now, my least favourite song was song number 110, which was We Thank You, Jehovah. And I just felt like it was a really whiny song that went on and on. We thank you for this, and we thank you for that. We thank you, obsequiousness. And I hated it. It just went on and on and on. We thank you for being fabulous, and we thank you for being wonderful, and we thank you for biscuits and kittens and bunnies. And it was slow as well, and it had 4 verses, and you can't respect a song with 4 verses. However, my very personal favourite song, my absolute favourite, was song number 88, which was Walking in Integrity. I'm going to sing it to you because I really like it. Okay. And you sing it from the heart, which is true. I'm going to sing it from the heart. And you sing it poco a poco, crescendo. That's why we all suddenly became Latin when we sang song number 88, poco a poco, crescendo. So I'm going to sing it poco a poco, whatever that is. And the reason I like it is because I genuinely believe that the words, apart from the bits that mention God and his temple and all the other of it, and especially the verse completely, hello boys, completely applies now, right? And this is it. I don't like verse 1, I'm going to sing verse 2. I do not sit with wicked men of lies. I hate the company of those who truth despise. With evil men take not away my life, my soul with those whose hands are full of bribes and strife. But as for me, determined I shall be to walk eternally in my integrity. And I think that's true. I think we have all chosen to walk in our own integrity. Thank you for listening to Stand Up for Jehovah.